All right, Missy, we're live and
live right now.
We're live right now. And I'm all caught up on I got so excited. I got caught up on my mic. What's up? How you doing?
Good.
She gets the throne, and I get this little rinky.
I tried to change it and said you could have the other throne, but not as nice as this one.
She's got the light on her. I don't have the light. I'm like,
we could give you a light.
I totally got set up on this one, guys. All right, so you can already tell this is going to be a great interview. I will tell you that if you can't see what's behind me, try to screenshot it and zoom in because this is absolutely phenomenal. Oh. So let me introduce who you are. You mind?
Okay. You want me?
So this is Missy Livingston. Missy is the owner of twistedwares.com. So twistedwares, WARES.com. And if there's ever a company that kind of summed up who I am as an individual, it is outside of LTFS. It's this company.
That's very nice.
Oh, are you kidding me? Like my boss, Charles, who you know. And thank you to Courtney Benson, who's behind camera. Courtney, come on over here.
Yeah, come on,
Courtney. Get over here. Hi. You can say hi. Don't knock over the camera because
don't hit it. Don't hit it.
Just as long as her interview is not better than mine.
It's gonna be
boom.
Right?
Challenge accepted.
So this is Courtney Benson. She is one of our top producers out of our Plano office. She's been on the Closer Club too. Introduced me to Missy. And by the way, you are watching the 144th episode of the Closer Club. I'm the host, Alex Vidal, Regional Vice President for Coldwell Banker here in DFW. And one of the things I love most about the podcast is that I get to interview people from all walks of life, athletes, politicians, realtors, etc. I have a feeling this one's going to be really, really good.
Oh.
But we only got like 15, 20 minutes. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So I'll be fast.
You'll be fast. You can look at her hair. How awesome is this? All right. So Missy, you know, when you and I chatted on the phone briefly, and we have I don't even know what the questions are. And I told her that.
I kind of like that.
Which is the best part.
Okay.
I did want you to share your backstory because you do have you have this amazing, thriving, successful business, Twisted Wares.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that, right?
No.
So what's up?
It was not. Okay, I'll give you the very quick version.
Sure.
So I was a realtor. So
boom.
I know. I was with Windermere in Seattle.
Okay.
Anyway, I felt like I had really made it when I got to it was like a desk fee office, and I was like, this is it. Anyway, then the recession happened. And
what recession?
Yeah.
That little thing?
Yeah. So my husband was in real estate as well. He is a appraiser.
Okay.
But he's always been like a corporate appraiser. He worked for Countrywide and things like that. Countrywide went down. He lost his job. That's okay. I was like, this is why we have savings. This is all the things. It's going to be fine. Then the bank started closing, and it just sucked. So we lost everything. We had to foreclose on our house, declared bankruptcy. It was so incredibly humbling.
Yeah.
Because we had it all, nannies, everything.
Yeah.
We were living the life, and then it was all over. And it wasn't instant, but it was pretty instant looking back. You know. So 18 months he was out of work. He actually delivered pizzas at that one point. We left Seattle, went to New Mexico to live with my parents. Because in that time we also had a baby, because that's awesome.
What else are you going to do, right?
Let's have another child in the middle of all the stress. Yeah. And so we did that. He got a job here in Texas, and all's well, right? Yeah. But now I have a newborn at home, and so I was like, well, I don't want to go back into real estate because it burned me. I was so
What was your best year in real estate, by the way?
What year was it?
No, how much did you do in 1 year?
You know, it's funny because I hear Courtney talks about how much you do in sales I never calculated.
She's like 30, 40 million. So
I know. I thought I was.
You just found something that you can rub against, or not rub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rub against.
No. Well, hey, we are in. We kind of
rub against me.
They are best friends. Yeah. This is why I didn't put the Coldwell Banker logo on the screen. No, what do you hold? Not hold against. You know what I'm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Use against her.
Oh, I do. Everything I can find, I do.
So I don't know. I mean, I thought I was a great realtor. I feel like she was I guess in Seattle. So I never calculated it that way. I just knew what I made every year.
Okay. What was your best year income wise? Curious.
Income wise, I think my best year was I don't know. I made $150,000.
Okay,
I just thought I was doing very well. Yeah. You know.
The average realtor makes $32,000. So.
Right. So I was just I thought I was doing good. You know. So anyway, we moved here to Texas. We're renting a house. We are recovering from bankruptcy. We have no savings. I start looking on Etsy and kind of like Pinterest, and I'm like, I know I can do something. And it was every time my youngest now is walking, a toddler, every time he came in the kitchen, he would pull the towel off the stove, and it just drove me insane. And I was like, if I can't control anything else in my life, which I obviously cannot, I'm going to control this fucking towel.
Sure.
And that's how it all started. So my towel has this loop.
Are we allowed to pull these off?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
my God.
So
Okay.
I patented this loop on my towel. So,
Okay.
yep, just every one of my towels has that loop. So this is how you would normally hang it on your, can you see that?
Yep.
On your stove. You just pull that loop from the back and it stays put.
What?
I know, so I'll show you here.
Say what? All right, so if you guys aren't seeing this, like we got one here which says "Shut up, liver. You're fine." That reminds me of my buddy Dan Nieto. So Dan, if you're watching this, I like big butts, and it's a pig, sauciest girl in town, loving you. What is it? Loving you is as easy as getting fat. No pricks allowed, and it's a cactus. Just a tip to see how it feels. You're the good kind of weird. Welcome to the Yes Show, because I don't know if YouTube would censor this or not. You're so spicy. Be positive, test negative. I mean, these are some really cool things.
Yeah, don't worry, dishes. Nobody's doing me either.
So how do you go from doing something like this?
Yeah,
right.
So that's how it started.
So you got this loop, right? Really cool stuff. I love it. And at what point did you decide, all right, there's something here. There's other moms that are going just as crazy as I am. Oh my God, ringmaster of the S Show.
So it started like,
This is awesome.
I was making them at my dining room table, like literally sewing them, listing them on Etsy. And I would literally go take my coupon from Joann's and go buy, these are called flour sack fabric. It's flour sack towels. Joann sells them in packs of 2. I would go with my coupon to Joann's and buy a pack of 2, come home, cut them, the pack of 2 made 8 towels. So, and then I would sew a decorative fabric around it, and I had 8 towels, and then I would list them on Etsy. That is literally how it started. So I was doing all the sewing, all the things, all the couponing to make it happen, and then just like literally just, I had $30, and then I had $60, and I was making them all, and then I started doing farmers markets here in McKinney. Then I did the Canton, which is the big flea market in Canton, Texas. Then I started doing junior league shows, like all to get feedback from the customer. I always had customers that were coming back. Like they were always coming to buy more. And this is without any words on the products. They were just buying it because of the hang tight loop.
So what brought them back? I mean, because you look at realtors, and obviously if realtors can have raving fans and have repeat customers, their business, that's like built-in business yearly, right? In addition to whatever they're able to add on top. So how did you go about building that repeat customer base? Was it just, go ahead.
I think it was like part of just showing up, right? If it's really about like knowing where to find you. So if I was going to commit to doing a farmer's market, like the McKinney Farmer's Market, I committed to every weekend for at least 6 months. Like I was going to do it during the season.
Sounds like open houses, right?
It's consistent. Same with Canton. Canton is once a month, every month, all year round, rain or shine. And I committed to myself. It's not like you have to sign a contract, but I was like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do 1 full year. And I'm going to be consistent so they can always know where to find me.
Okay.
So if they like my product, I needed to prove the concept of the product. So if they like my product, they will come back. They know where to find me, and then I was always collecting email addresses,
sure.
Even at a flea market.
Yeah, that's right. So be consistent.
Yeah.
Do the dirty work in the beginning.
All the freaking dirty work.
All the freaking dirty work. So do all the freaking dirty work.
Yeah.
Be consistent and make sure they know where you are so they can find you.
Yeah, and then give a good product. Like I wouldn't sell, and I still have now we have such a huge line of products, but I would only make a product that I would actually use in my own home. So it's got to be absorbent. I'm a mom of 3 boys. Like I don't want
4 boys, by the way. We didn't talk about that. 4
No.
boys. 24, 14, and 11-year-old twins. Yeah. That's what my wife does.
Okay. Dude, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think it is like I have to stand behind the quality of my product.
Sure.
So there's not anything that I wouldn't make or produce that I would not personally use in my own home.
So if you're a realtor watching this, I could translate that into make sure you're treating, and this is that golden rule, right? And if you see me looking over to my left, it's because Courtney's here. It's really treat your customer, and this is going to sound so silly, but treat your customer the way you want to be treated. Right? If somebody that's not returning your call, you're probably not going to want to work with that person.
Right.
If somebody's rude on the other line, you're probably not going to want to be,
right.
If you don't feel important to that person, you're probably not going to want to do business with them.
Right.
Got it. So, all right, how long ago was this?
So I started my Etsy store in 2012, May of 2012. And then I did my first wholesale trade show. I knew that my focus was to get to wholesale because that's where the big money is. Yeah. And so I went wholesale in January of 15. So for 3 years I did the dirty work. It's all the dirty work.
Yep.
Well,
you didn't do it with emails and that's
it? I just didn't. Yeah, exactly.
So at what point, so I think, and again, one of the things I love about this is you can really take any industry and translate it to real estate. So I'm looking at you thinking, oh my God, here you are doing trade shows, you're doing it all yourself, you're buying packs of 2, you're cutting it up into packs of 8, you're sewing, you're doing all this. So at what point did you get to that, I want to bring someone on to help me, and how did you, bigger question, how did you trust that person to deliver and do the same type of quality work that you were manually doing yourself?
So that's very interesting.
Told you we didn't plan for this.
Yeah. So my first employee, it did not go well.
Okay.
I thought it was going well.
But
apparently it wasn't.
Okay.
I think there's just some real growing pains there, right? Like there's some real growing pains on I have a huge control issue,
okay.
Right? So I'm doing it all myself, and then now I'm like I can't keep doing this or I'm going to have a psychotic break.
Sure.
So I need help, and then I would buy stuff from a fabric store, and so that's where I found my first employee. Was like poaching them from a fabric store. Now I probably would not do that again because I know what that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it.
All those lessons you learn. It's, now we're so far into it and I'm really focusing on our systems and processes that, and just improving. Like anytime that we've made a mistake on something, we try to what did we learn? We're not saving the world here with tea towels. It's just a tea towel. And we're trying to make people laugh, Sure.
I'm telling you, my boss on the way, he goes, hey, I called him, we were on a conference call together, and then with a bunch of people, when we were done, I called him. I'm like, man, I love having this guy on our side, because there's Greg Rand, our new executive vice president, was on the call, and I'm like, that guy is a freaking bulldog. I love Greg. And we were both talking about how great it is, and I'm like, hey, so what are you up to? He goes, what are you up to now? I'm like, oh, I'm driving up to McKinney. He's like, for what?
Yeah.
He's like, we don't have an office in McKinney. I'm like, oh, I'm having an episode for a podcast, for my podcast. He goes, who are you interviewing? I'm like, are you in front of your computer? He's like, dude, when am I not in front of my computer?
Yeah.
And I go to twistedwares.com. And I just hear him cracking up. And I'm like, that's it. He goes, are you interviewing Missy?
Literally, that is what makes me get up in the morning, just knowing that I get a little chuckle. That people just chuckle about my stuff every day. It just... This
is the one that says I rub my own meat. I'm going to show this. This thing is hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? This one is the one I was cracking up with.
So this is the benefit of having kids. All of my stuff, I would say 90...
Came from your kids?
Not came from me, but I could explain it to a child. Right? So I rub my own meat. I love the punniness of things. But I love, all of these can be explained to a child. So I rub my own meat means, dad's rubbing the meat before they put it on the grill. Or, it's just the tip. He's just checking to see, that's how you check to see the temperature.
Yeah.
What are some other ones?
No, but that's true. It's awesome.
It is.
Except for the ones that say the F word.
Right, and the F word, you know what I mean? But it is kind of...
like the no pricks allowed. Right.
Yeah, but I made that so that all the cactuses look like penises.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Oh, I did not catch that.
I know, it's this subtle penis.
So who designs all this?
So I do all of
and I know the answer because we did talk about this.
Yeah, so I design all of it And then I hand it off to my Connor, which is, he's my graphic designer, and he makes it like print ready because we manufacture overseas, and there's a lot that goes into bringing a product to actual life.
Sure.
So the concept, words, all of that are mine, and kind of like the vision behind it. You know, I may see something and then be like, oh, that would be better like this, and make some changes and stuff, and then I kind of sketch it out, usually send it to Connor and be like, here you go.
Got it. Were you always this, I don't want to say, it's not flamboyant, but like no F's given? Like you just don't care about what anybody thinks? Like you have curse words all over the place, you got pink hair, shaves, like
I mean, when I was a realtor in Seattle, I was not like this. I was like
very professional. Did you have a picture? Did you have a picture with you on your cell phone?
I have a picture like me.
Oh, don't tell me you were crossing your legs like this.
I was like this, like I was like this, like yeah, like you know, I was definitely not like this because I'm all about making the money.
So when did you stop?
So I'll just do what I need.
So when did you stop giving a shit? Like when did you stop? Just like
okay,
I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay, so my products did not look like this when I was at the flea market. I knew I had customers keep coming back because of my hang tight loop, right? Okay. And it was a customer that came and she was like, oh, I wish you could make these in red or whatever. So I went home that month and I came back with like a rainbow, like a collection of colors. Because based on the feedback from my customers, that's what they were asking for, is more color.
So listen to what your customers are saying.
Right. And so I said, oh my God, you know, I don't even remember her name, but I said, I got your red ones. I got your red hang tight towels. And so I showed her and she wanted like 12, so I made her, like, I am fucking sewing them myself, you know? And she's like, oh, I wish they just aren't the right red.
Dun, dun.
I mean, I wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
And I went in the back, like it's 112 degrees in Texas at a flea market in the dirt. Like I remember going in the back where she couldn't see me and was like, I mean, I was just like over it. And I literally Googled how to print words on fabric and went to Joann's again with my coupon, bought heat press stuff and bought heat press stuff and put the word fuck 'em on the red towels.
Amazing.
And brought them back the next month and was like, fuck 'em. Because I'm done. Like, if you know what I mean? And then I was like, wait.
And did they sell?
And they sold first. Like, I was worried about having, like, the, you know, do I want to be known as the person that puts the F word on? And I'm like, yeah, because, you know, I've lost it all before.
Yeah.
I lost it all. It doesn't matter. Like, really, fuck it. Like, it made me chuckle every time I sold one. And It still makes me chuckle every time I sell. I Like Big Butts was the second design we ever did. Where is that?
It was right here.
Oh, yeah. I Like Big Butts. Second design I ever did. Fuck 'em was my number one. We've discontinued that.
Okay.
This is our number one towel.
Got it.
That's that is still in our top 10 after that many years.
Amazing. So if you can go back, I want to two more questions because you and I have an idea I'm going to share with you later. Okay. So if you could go back and talk to yourself from 2012, right? What advice would you give yourself then?
Oh, from 2012.
Because now you're doing big numbers now, right?
Yeah.
You're doing big numbers. We don't have to disclose what the numbers are, but they're big numbers.
Okay.
Like big numbers.
Yeah.
So going back, what's the advice you can give yourself?
I think, like, really don't take yourself too seriously, right? It's just another day in the life.
See how much?
Like, you can't take yourself too seriously. I mean, I need to be reminded of that because sometimes I'm like, I cannot believe I'm sitting at this desk for another freaking 8 hours. Well, I do have a choice on what I'm doing with my day. Right. I own the damn company. I just am a perfectionist in certain things, so I don't think I can take that time off. But I really, it's a fucking towel.
Yeah, got it.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You should be having a good time.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you know, and I joke about this. Well, I'm not going to say what I want to do. Well, you know, I am going to say.
Yeah.
You know, there are realtors that take themselves very, very seriously. Like they're God's gift. I mean, you deal with them on the other side, right, Court? And it's like, dude, I'll never forget my old boss in Florida used to say, don't ever forget, Alex, we sell a slab of concrete with a view.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like we're not curing cancer. We're not healing people. We're not saving lives. We sell a slab of concrete with a view.
Yeah.
And
we
it's
sell a laugh.
You sell a laugh. Selling a home is very important because you've lost a home.
Right.
Right. I don't know. I know you guys went through a lot, and you went almost there. And it's like I short sold a home back in 2013.
Yeah.
Like we've been there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's having that lightness in what we do, because it's so stressful for the consumer.
Oh yeah.
That if we're at their level of stressness, it's just going to make the transaction go sideways. Like, relax, it's okay. We got this. Have fun with it. Enjoy the ride. Right.
Right.
All right, last week, you have a bunch of books back here. I thought I saw a bunch of books. Maybe they're not books. Oh, they're napkins. Never mind.
Oh, books over there on that side.
Oh, they're there. Okay, so all those books.
Yeah.
What would you, and it doesn't need to be one of these, what would you say is, like, I always end up the interview with a book, podcast, or TED Talk recommendation for the audience.
Ooh. I haven't listened to a TED Talk in a while. Okay, I would say...
It could be any of the three. It's not one of each. It's whatever you want. It could be a book, a podcast, or a TED Talk.
Okay, well, I think I should say your podcast.
No, that's okay. Don't worry.
I think
that'd be great. You may not even watch your own episode, so... I may have to put this on my LTFS podcast and not the Closer Club.
I'm sorry. Okay, so...
This is why we go live. You just never know what you're going to get.
I would say the best business book that we have like used it is Traction, and I do see it over there. We use.
Do you mind if I grab it?
Yeah, there's probably notes in it. So it is like the most dry reading, and you're like, oh my God, why am I doing that? Okay. We have used the things in this book to run our company, and it is pretty life-changing.
There it is.
Yeah.
Traction. And she's got highlights.
Amazing.
I don't know if you can see, but...
Yeah, it's
I can see how... There you go. There are some highlights.
Yeah.
Pages noted.
It's basically how we run our meetings, how we plan for growth, and that is pretty amazing.
I love it. So what do you got planned for next year? What's going on next year that's big and special that you... I should have ended it there, but I'm going to ask one more.
Oh, what do we have for next year? So we are focusing more on... So we're really focusing this year on our systems and our processes, on how we always feel very rushed, like, oh my God, I have to come out with a new product already, and we have to like get this. There's so many pieces that go into getting a product to market. And so now we're really working on our processes and the systems to make that happen. And so we are coming out with less like SKUs, like less numbers of new items, but we're just really like honing in. Is that really funny?
Got it.
Sweet. Yeah.
Missy blew my expectations away. Oh! This is awesome. I knew it was going to be a good one. Yeah. I haven't laughed this hard in a podcast in a really long time.
Oh, I feel
so thank you so much. This is right up, and I got to give all the credit to Courtney Benson. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, she was like,
I surround myself with the best people.
You have to.
That is true.
So if you don't hear Courtney, she's saying she surrounds herself with the best people. If you look at, so there's four. I've done. This is episode 144. I've had $11 billion of net worth on the show.
Yeah.
Right. And I get asked a lot, like, what are the common denominators? And I just did an episode myself because my guest canceled, so I'm like, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. And I did 9 of them. But there's another 4. And one of the 4, well, one is you got to have that inner motivation, right? Because at the end of the day, there are times you don't want to sit at your computer for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Well, just think about the time you foreclosed on your house and you lived with your in-laws. You have to do that's inner motivation to get back on the computer and work, right? There's a how, like you read the book Traction, that gives you a how and a roadmap on how you're running your meetings and you're doing all that, right? The other one is the I'm drawing a blank right now. I put myself on the spot, but one of them is the environment. Right? So you have the environment that you're in. Are you in an environment that motivates you, that makes you laugh, that lifts you up when you need it to be lifted, that keeps you in check when you need to be checked? Like being in the right environment is so important. I'm trying to remember the fourth one. I give this talk all the time. It's right environment.
You're teasing
me. It's all your fault.
Oh, I was like, you're teasing me, so I have to listen to the podcast.
it's just a tip.
Yeah, it's just the tip.
It's
just just to see how it feels.
I may not be able to air this. I don't know.
You can. You
No,
can.
but,
We didn't do anything
anyway,
inappropriate.
No, it's all your fault. And I actually learned that from a guy named Bedros Keuilian.
Okay.
And Bedros talked about, like, it was at the end of 19, and he asked me about all my goals, and he's like, so did you accomplish something? I'm like, no, I didn't buy that investment property. Why not? Oh, didn't have the right ROI, blah, blah. He tore me a new one. And that's where I learned everything is your fault. That's actually the most important one out of all.
Dude, that is very true. It is all your fault.
Of course. You need
You have to be responsible.
That's right, because then you can make the change.
Yes. Right. You can't change other people.
That's right. All right,
I
any
try to change Courtney all the time.
Don't. She's awesome. Any parting words for the audience? You just want to beat her. That's why. Any parting words?
No. Visit twistedwares.com and thanks, guys.
Awesome.